Welcome to a new episode of Depreciation Nation, and what you see behind me may very well be the most inexpensive E90 LCI in the country. But before I get into it, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen so that you don't miss more awesome content like this. Now, behind me is a 2010 BMW 328 with 154,000 miles, and as you can see, it was involved in a very light front end impact, and we've got some mismatched body panels. We had airbags deploy and we need to reset that system. We have our traction control light on, and to be quite honest, the dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree. However, the car runs, drives, and it has heat and cold air conditioning, and I've paid just $500 for it. Now, this car is not going to stay here with me. My son, who is in the Midwest, is elected to buy this particular car. He's enrolled in college to learn auto repair, and he believes that he is up to the challenge that is behind me. So, we've got a lot of things that work, we've got a lot of things that don't work. Let's take it for a drive and see how terrible it really is. So here we are in our 2010 BMW 328. When I listed off the concerns that the particular vehicle has, such as the windshield needing to be replaced because it cracked when the bags deployed in the accident, traction control lights are on, and then our airbag tensioners in the seat belts have also deployed, will need to be replaced, and then the entire system will need to be reset. Having said all of that, this car runs and drives remarkably well. Now, when I got it, it did not have the front end on it, and so we had to get the headlights and the hood and the fender. However, any E90 for $500 would be considered an absolute bargain and an absolute steal. Now, believe it or not, this car has all of the modern conveniences. Automatic transmission, we actually have factory navigation, satellite radio, HD radio. We've got what I believe to be actual leather seating and not the synthetic material. The seams look to be actual leather. Push button start stop, and then we've got, of course, the more modern BMW gauges. Now, if you've been following our channel, you know that I'm a big BMW person, and I probably would not have stumbled upon this car if I wasn't always looking for them. But we've had so many people collectively on the channel, both contributing vehicles for us to trial and experiences for us to trial, that when this car hit Facebook Marketplace, I had a number of individuals tagging me because I talked about picking up an E90 for a while, and my friend Steven said when I saw that car, I knew that that was Kyle's car. Now, the story gets a little abstract there because I actually did not get the car bought while it was on Marketplace because a friend of mine had actually snatched it up before I could. He didn't really want the car, and therefore he needed a few parts off of the car, and he actually took those parts and then he turned around and sold the car to me for that $500, and I am very thankful for that. This has enabled my son, who is just 18 years of age, to get a pretty unique and pretty cool car for a young man that is starting his first year of college. Now, he hasn't seen this car yet. He's seen videos on it, and he has seen all of the needs that the car has. And I actually sent him a picture of the gauge cluster when I was driving, and his response was, "That's a lot of lights." But the car does run and the car does drive. The air is on right now. It's 90 degrees outside. It's a very warm Georgia day, and we're comfortable. And we're going 45 miles an hour, and our cruise control works, and we've got our iDrive system and all of our modern infotainment, and the car steers and drives like any other BMW would. Now, I'm not sure that I would drive one of these every day. And when I say I'm not sure that I would drive one of these every day, I like my cars a little bit older, and I like my cars a little bit more analog. And as you've seen previously, I've got that Audi S3 that has enough of a modern and electronic feel to it that I really like my cars analog. The ZHP 330 that I've got just feels much more visceral than this particular car right here. But having said that, it's not a bad place to be. We are in stop and go Georgia traffic right now. We have no issues with overheating. Our radio works. We've got a poor wrap of carbon fiber on the faux wood trim. We've got a few needs on the interior of the car, one being that the passenger door handle is kind of gummy from where the heat has removed the facade faux leather that those are traditionally wrapped in. Seats are comfortable, and honestly, the headliner's not sagging, the sunroof works, and for all of the issues that this car has, it has a lot going for it as well. Navigation works. We've actually got a CD player. They don't put those in cars anymore. And all in all, we've got HID headlights that we were able to source, even if they are a little aftermarket and even if they are a little out there for my taste. My son's gonna love them. And I think that in general, he's gonna like this car, but we'll find out this weekend when he actually gets to see it in person, because we are delivering it to him. And we're gonna chronicle some of that as we take this car on an almost 500-mile journey to get to him. And I am quite confident that we are not gonna have any issues along that journey. Now, one of the things that I left out was the car does have an exhaust leak that I've not really been able to locate, but since he's in college, he's got lifts and things that I do not, and I believe that he will be able to sort that out rather easily. The car has plenty of power. Power comes on stronger and more linearly than it does in my 330 ZHP, but we will attribute that to a car that's 5 years newer, 5 years newer worth of technology, and it builds torque, or at least it feels like it builds torque much lower in the revs than my E46 does. But all in all, and it's not bad. You can hear the exhaust leak a little, but we'll get that sorted out soon enough. And that's our 2010 328 that I paid $500 for. And so that is our 2010 BMW 328. Was this a great idea? We don't know yet. Was it a terrible idea? We don't know yet. But the only way you're gonna know is if you hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen so that you don't miss the project videos on this car as the car develops. Now, we've got a long road in front of us. We've got lights to turn off on the dashboard. We've got paint work that needs to be done. And my son, who is currently enrolled in community college for automobile service, feels that he is up to the task to take this on. Having said all of that, the car runs, drives, and has working air. I don't feel I can reiterate that enough for the $500 we paid for it. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content to come. Talk to you soon.